Mesdames, Messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, accueillons nos Canadiens.
Suzuki in, score!
Ensuite, s'avance.
Oh, my stars, Cole Curfew ties it.
He's in, he scores! Oh my, Delmanov!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the very first, I guess we're calling it a pregame show for the first time in quite a long time, actually. We've been so used to doing postgame shows or just, your regularly scheduled program shows. But tonight, because they're all the way out in the West, finishing their 4-game road trip out in the West, and because there's 15 other games going on, I guess we got the short end of the stick. We have to. Some of us are probably going to stay up at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Some of us might fall asleep. Some of us might watch the game tomorrow. Who knows? But at the end of the day, go Habs, go! And thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Curfew Boys podcast, live on YouTube and Twitter, also known as X. You can also listen to our episodes on audio podcast platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, like I said, any other audio podcast platform. I am Sammy, and he is my cousin Chris. Hey now.
Hey now.
Chris, are you at the cottage?
I am. I took the week off. Enjoying it here, nice and calm. Pardon me for the choppy video, but the leaves. Unfortunately, it's a little bit coldy here. Leaves are down, so kind of enjoying the last possible week before closing it down. And sad time of the year a little bit.
I get you. It's okay. So, well, take advantage of it. And since you got the week off, I mean, you could probably stay up and watch the game.
You bet I'm staying up. You bet. My whole day has revolved around getting to this point. No, that sounds kind of sad, but in a certain way, my Habs heart, has been very anxious for this all game, even though it's the least stressful game of the 4 that I think they're going to have played on this trip. Very much looking forward to getting this one kind of out of the way. I'm not a big fan of the 10:30 p.m. games, Montreal time.
Yeah, I don't know who is, but before we get into that, I just want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors. We'll start with our boy Sunil from Habs Cave, who was following the Canadiens on this West Coast road trip. I think he was just keeping it strictly Canadian. Was in Calgary, was in Edmonton, was in Vancouver, and I think he's back. On Montreal turf. Nonetheless, a big thank you to our boy and our sponsor Sunil, Habs Cave. Give him some love and a follow on Instagram and TikTok. If you don't know his content by now, some of the best Montreal Canadiens memorabilia out there. His basement is basically every Habs fan's dream to have a man cave like the Habs Cave. So like I said, our boy Sunil, give him a shout out, give him a follow on Instagram and on TikTok. This episode is also sponsored by Les Délices Lafrenière. They have some of the best pastries in the Montreal area. Their wedding cakes are absolutely amazing, and especially us as Italians, we love zeppelis in the month of March. We love cannolis too. They're actually freaking amazing. They got 6 locations: Rosemere, Brossard, Saint-Julie, Montreal West, Pointe-Claire, and our hometown, St. Leonard. So for more information, www.lesdeliceslafrenière.com. They are simply delicious. And last but not least, to my buddy Mike in RDP, Mike's Barbecue Rub. He's a Canadian company, like I said, creates his own seasons for anything that could be thrown on the barbecue grill. Fish, meat, vegetables, you name it. If it could be thrown on the grill, you definitely need to try Mike's Barbecue Rub. He also uses his own spice to season his kettle chips, which are absolutely amazing. Give my boy Mike a follow and some love on Instagram, TikTok as well. For any other information, www.mikesbarbecuerub.com. And folks, don't forget to rub your meat.
You know what? If I may, just to give a little continuity to Mike's Rub, I'm not a big fan of barbecue chips.
Really? Are you talking about rubbing meat or chips here? What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, could give some pointers on chips as much as the other thing, but no, you know what? Let's keep this PG-13. Um, all that to say is I'm not a huge barbecue chip fan. I usually don't like the sweetness of it. I am a huge kettle chip fan. All that to
Hmm.
say is I know it was you, Sam, who gave us myself and the rest of the Curfew Boys, some of Mike's chips. Honest to God, huge surprise. Again, just to go that extra mile. As somebody who does not like barbecue chips, honestly, they became instantly some of my favorite. And you know, I was very taken back. I had a few family members who tried them too. They're different style of barbecue chip, a little bit less sweetness to them, but the spices are
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic, and the chip itself is very very pleasant. So if you're looking for just to go an extra step, and I ain't getting any brownie points from Mike for this, but just to say it was a pleasant surprise when we finally had the chance to take them. And sadly, over here, I do not have any of his chips at the chalet for the week, so shame on me.
Well, I got some leftovers, so I don't think I'll be able to ship them to you in time, but we'll make that happen. Chris, the Canadians, like I said, they're ending their 4-game road trip in the West. Seattle Kraken. I think Seattle's going to kind of want their revenge after Montreal beat them in the home opener with obviously Cole Caulfield stealing the show at the end in overtime, just sniping it in that small little space that he had. Something that Cole Caulfield just does on the regular. You had Ivan Demidov with a beautiful goal too on the I believe it was on the power play. Uh, what are you expecting? And then we're gonna get onto the main subject. But tonight's like, can you say on the overall that this road trip is a successful one, even though they're at 4 points out of a possible? Well, they should be at six, but I don't want to bring back some
Yeah,
old wounds here against the Edmonton Oilers. But really, realistically, the Canadians should be at 6 points. They should be at 3 wins, and then we'll see what happens tonight. But on the overall, what are you expecting, and what does this road trip show you regarding where this team is at or where they're going this season?
so number one, I'm gonna address the second half of that question, which is where are they going, and um, how do I see it? Usually, when they go to the West, they get absolutely clobbered. They usually cough up games. They don't do too well, and maybe some people are going to say, "Well, that's exactly what we did with Edmonton." I don't think that was the case. I don't think it was the question of the Canadians coughing it up. I thought, again, we don't have to open up that wound, but a case in point made. All that to say is, for a Western trip, the Canadians did very well. That's one. Very happy with what we got. Look, 50% would have been a blessing. I think they have to be north of 60% at home, but for the road,
Mhm.
if they can hit 500 on the road, that in itself would be pretty good. Um, they can of course do better. I think they will do better. But all that to say, what am I expecting tonight? These are the types of games that scare me. These are the types of games where I say, "Oh, Montreal should take it," and they're always the games where Montreal ends up losing. Is that a bad omen? Am I hoping that they lose? Absolutely not. But I think that they either do quite well and they take this win, or this is going to be the one game out west with that brings about the least amount of focus and probably the highest number of mistakes. So it's going to be black or white, depending on how you want to see it. It's either I think going to be quite positive, or unfortunately it risks being the worst loss on the road. I know that's such a flaky response in that I'm not giving any answer, but it's like I expect a win, but I do think that these are the exact games when there are higher tendencies for them to mess it up.
They cannot start the game tonight the way they started against Vancouver. They cannot have a slow first period. They need to, I say this all the time. They need to come flying out of the gate. They can't take you can't take Seattle too lightly. That's one thing they can't do. They cannot take them lightly. They're a good team. Sorry, I'm just going to change my microphone setting here. Yeah, but
Oh
they
yeah,
can't.
that's clear. That
Yeah,
is
sorry.
clear.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, sorry about that. No, they cannot take Seattle lightly. They're a team that's going to suffocate you down the middle. They're on a bit of a, I believe they're on a 2-game winning streak, and they're getting nice.
Did
They're
you
getting
hear that?
points. I did hear that.
Oh well, thanks. The mute
That's-
button clearly worked. I mean, I was planning on maybe muting myself and farting, but now I just know how badly this is gonna go. I try to do it with a little grace, but look, this is the uncut Curfew Boys. There you go, folks. Jesus Christ!
this is not rehearsed. Not one bit.
I
There's no
legitimately, I swear
there's
to
no
God,
there's no turning back on the editing skills on this one. This one is live and in
no.
the flesh. But anyways, that's
Please
okay.
put that in.
It's
Please put that in. But just
it
know
ain't
that I
it ain't going
literally hit the
anywhere.
mute button. Oh my God. I was so
So,
confident. I was so confident. I've been drinking Esca sparkling water, and I've just been holding it back. Even when I was answering the question, I was like, okay, I got to do it.
oh my
As
god.
soon as you started talking, muted myself and just let one rip, and I like pushed so that I would be clear for and of course it didn't catch, and that's
Nope,
fucking
I
hilarious.
caught all of it. But anyways, that's I'm glad we did the blooper reel right in the middle of the show. That's the best part.
Lovely.
No,
We're
but
live too. Are we
honestly,
live too? On top of it all?
oh yeah, buddy. Oh, like I said,
Oh my God. Well,
there's no
burp
editing
for the win.
skills that are helping you. There's no editing skills that are helping you. You just burped live in the middle of the show. That's the great thing about podcasting is you could kind of do whatever you want, Dish. But no, honestly, right now I think Seattle is getting most of the job done by some of their veterans. You know, you're talking about like Jaden Schwartz, Jordan Eberle. You know, I think what's his name is up on center. He's playing very not Shane Wright. But no, in all honesty, like Seattle, like you can't take them lightly. I want Matty Beniers. Sorry, excuse me, I had a little brain fart there. Matty Beniers is actually playing decently well too. Uh, you know what? I think the Canadians really need to come flying out of the gate. Like I said, I hope they learned their lesson about starting slow against Vancouver, being down 2 goals. And you had the sense, like I said, in Vancouver, all the Canadians just needed that one goal, and that was going to open the floodgates. Somehow, we kind of sensed that was coming, and that's exactly what ended up happening. I just don't want them to get into that habit tonight. And I understand, and I love hearing them say we believe in each other. We believe that we could come back in these games now and actually win them. That's great, and it's okay that we're still early in the season. You don't want that habit though. You want them to grab a lead and keep it for a good part of the game, almost or at least almost the whole game. So that's what I'm expecting. I expect Chris that top power play unit to pick up from where they left off, and if they do, I don't think Demidov is going to walk out of this game without a point or two, if that keeps happening. And I think the big story about this one is I remember last episode at the end of the game, we had the biggest the biggest debate in Montreal right now regarding the goaltender. I think I was the one that was sort of not hoping to see this happen, but I just had part of me had a feeling that maybe for Marty to kind of help Sam Montembeault regain his confidence, I thought he was going to put him in tonight, seeing how he was the winning goaltender against Seattle for their home opener. Marty St. Louis decided to go with Jakub Dobes. And I can't blame him. I cannot blame Marty for going with the hot goaltender right now, especially on the
Yeah.
road. Especially on the road, Chris. Were you expecting
Yeah.
this?
No, I wasn't. I'm in the same boat as you that I feel as though it's not a bad decision necessarily by Martin St. Louis, and I cannot fault him either. Um, I think Sam might need a little bit more time to kind of get his ducks in line and get mentally prepared for his next game, whenever that comes. It worries me a little bit that Sam Montembeault might have to face an Ottawa Senators team next Saturday night maybe that's exactly what he wants. But we're again,
Mhm.
like we discussed, going up against a division rival next Saturday. The stakes are even higher. Is Monty going to get the start on Saturday? That's going to be a 10-day span where Samuel Montembeault has not played a hockey game. So um, I was expecting, like we discussed, Monty to get in nets because he won against them, and secondly, um, because it's probably the least important game. So you want to give him a chance to bounce back and play well. It would have been tonight. So it did take me a little bit by surprise.
Y- Um, yeah, I see what you mean, but
Am
this
I
this
coming in
brings up
choppy,
a
by the
whole
way?
no no
Sorry
no no
to
no no
sorry to
no no no
this
no.
is
You're pretty
this is
good.
uncut, folks. I just my
No
I
no no
know.
no. You're coming. No no.
Okay.
You're doing just fine. And I'm trying to see some of the Sam Montembeault stats like since 2022. And I think he is 3 wins and 4 losses right now, according to statsmuse.com. And this is dating mind you, this is all the seasons he's been with the Canadians. 1, 2, 3, 4 losses, 3 wins. So he's 3-4 against Ottawa.
Okay.
But now
That's not that bad.
it's not bad. Now, like I think I truly believe the reason why the media and the fan base are going crazy about this is because we're in we're in a season now where like we have to make playoffs and we have to win games, especially early. This is the last game of October, and so far this season is a much more of a success than I think this rebuild has ever been. Okay, since the Carey Price days, even since COVID, and maybe even the season before that. So I think we're also fixated that we need points, we need points, we need 2 wins, we need 2 points. Excuse me, we need wins, 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 wins. And right now, Dobes is the one that's bringing those wins. But now, I really think now we're actually hitting a legit debate about who the number one goaltender of this team is. And at the start of it, the general consensus, and rightfully so, was Sam Montembeault. You know, a bit more of he was a bit of the better goalie. He was the veteran. He was getting more wins. Hey, listen, let's be real here. One of the reasons why, one of the many reasons why the Canadiens made the playoffs last year was because of Sam Montembeault. Now we're at a bit of a different stage here. It's still early in the season. We're at game 11 now, and for these next, I want to say these next 5 to 10 games, we're really gonna start to see where this team is at and where they could end up going towards the end of the season. If you guys want my honest opinion here, I really think the Canadians right now don't have a number one and a number two. They have it's literally a 1A and a 1B. And whoever the hot goalie is gonna get most of the starts. And then the back-to-back games, that's when you're gonna see the switch. I just think right now, Jakub Dobes is the hotter goalie, and I think right now Jakub Dobes is earning those starts. I said this last episode, and I'm going to say this again as this keeps happening. But again, is Jakub Dobes the number one goaltender? He certainly is playing like one. His numbers are showing like he's playing like one. He's got one of the best stats in the league right now. But again, I just still feel like this team, just the way they're built at the moment, things might change. But tonight, on Tuesday, October 28th, 2025, I think the Canadians have a legit 1A, 1B competition going on within Sam Montembeault and Jakub Dobes.
If you want my God's honest opinion, I think these stupid titles, and not that I'm disrespecting your point of view, it's the titles that are doing more damage and causing more controversy than it needs to be. Sam
Mm-hmm.
Montembeault did something very good, very special last year. He played 62 games. Don't forget, you also had Caden Primo in the mix, and Jakub Dobes was playing in the minors, and Caden Primo was borderline unplayable because it was almost a guaranteed loss. Sam Montembeault had a much bigger sample size, and he had a much bigger responsibility last year, and he took the opportunity and ran with it. And thank you, Sam Montembeault, for doing that. Right now, I'm going to use business terms. I see Marty almost having, like, Marty as an executive, having a fiduciary responsibility, which translates to him having to do what's best for the organization. And right now, that's not Sam. And it's no disrespect towards Sam. It's not him putting aside what he did last year. And it's not saying that he can't be right back in that spot. I would even go as far as saying, as much as people are going to say, well, it contradicts what I've said over time, Sam Montembeault, for the sake of his, especially for the sake of his mental health, like competitive health, I would still say absolutely he's our number one goalie, but he needs a break. He just needs to get his stuff together and forget the titles. We are going to play game number 11, game number 12, and game number 13. Who's the starting goaltender for the playoffs today, October 28th? Well, guess what? It's not the playoffs. So give it a break. Let Sam take the time that he needs to get back to being the goaltender that he needs to be, and that he can be, and that he's proven to be. But right now, it's just not good enough. And it doesn't need to be an October alert and problem altogether. We, as the Curfew Boys, have said it in the past, and we'll say it again. We have two great goaltenders that are here in Montreal. And for the love of God, please note that we are cheering these guys on. If every single one of our goaltenders in the current system could end up in Hall of Famers, trust me, that's exactly what we would want, because although we might not have place for every single one of them on this team, it means that there's going to be a return package one day, and we're going to get something great for them. So we are cheering for the success of every single one of the guys who wears the CH on his chest, regardless of what position they're playing, and regardless of what their past is and what their future holds. So take it as such. We want to see every single one of these guys succeed. It's not about the title of the number one goaltender. Right now, Sam Montembeault is not necessarily playing at his best. And if it's time that he needs, it's time that he needs. If it's throwing him into a really chaotic potential game against Ottawa next Saturday, hey, it's that. If it's not that, if it's not the best time for him to start, it's not the end of the world. We really have to back off, ride the hot hand, and know that we're behind these guys. And like you said last episode, this is Struble and Jack Eye all over again.
Exactly.
We want to see everybody succeed on this team. The better they play, the better it is for us, whether you like the player or not. Literally, that is the reality. The better that they play, the better that it is for us as a fan base, as an organization. So for now, if it's Dobes who's going to go get us the win, in the present moment, the W is the biggest bit of value, and Marty has an obligation to go put his best cards forward, to our players forward, to actually get that win. So I'll drop it at that. There's no controversy. We gotta
not even close.
I think things are just going so well as of late that we had to find something.
We have to find something to talk about. Yeah.
Well, that's how it feels. That's really how it feels, because on the overall, you're
so
going,
true.
oh my God, like Demidov, almost a point per game. Nick Suzuki, over a point per game. The lines are clicking. Even with injuries, doesn't look like there are any holes in the lineup. This has been the best that the team has looked in a long, long, long time. And if it's a goalie controversy that you need to keep yourself entertained, maybe we could actually change our mentality instead and look forward to just positivity, supporting the guys, and whatever it's going to do to win. Winning. That's all that counts at the end of the day.
Well, I like how you said, like, it's the stupid titles that are being thrown around, and I really think could it be the media, could it be the fan base that is causing a controversy? Like I said, I don't know if we are, but like, it's something to talk about, because everything is going so well. So no, you hit the nail on the head there. But I totally agree with. I just think Marty him too. I think he knows he needs the wins. It's not like the previous seasons where if Sam Montembeault or even if Jakub Dobes had a bad game, okay, it's okay. We're not expected to win. We're not expected to really go anywhere. We want to be in the mix, but hey, if we don't make it, but we almost made it, that's okay too. I just don't think it's that anymore. And yeah, I Marty is confident, like he said. I'm confident. I think us, the Curfew Boys, are confident, and I'm pretty sure majority of the people of this fan base are confident that Sam Montembeault will get back to playing a lot better, or at least playing to the way he is able to play. But right now, I just don't see how you cannot go with Jakub Dobes, at least for this road trip. But I will say this: I truly, truly believe, no matter what the results are going to be, I think Sam Montembeault, give him the start Saturday against Ottawa, even if it's at home. Some people might think, well, it's been more than it's like how many days now? I think total like 9 days since he's played a game, something like that. Like that's a way to kill somebody's confidence. I don't think so. The guy's a pro. The guy's been in the league now for quite a few years. He knows how to handle these situations. He knows how to handle himself. He's got a great surrounding. He's surrounded by great teammates. Even Jakub Dobes is a great teammate too. There's friendly competition going around, which is fine. This is what you need. Maybe this game on Saturday against Ottawa at home, Saturday night, maybe that's the environment he needs to be in order to, I don't know, wake up. Or you want to call it wake up, or at least wake up his confidence level at least. But yeah, no, I really think I really want this to be. I say this now, but who knows if it's gonna come down to it. I want this to be the last time we talk about this quote unquote here goalie controversy, but this is Montreal. This is the market we live in. I don't think it's gonna die off as of tonight. Actually, I truly believe if Jakub Dobes gets another win tonight and goes to 6-0, and if news comes out that Sam Montembeault is playing Saturday, I think some people are gonna be like, what the hell? Put in Jakub Dobes, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles in this city. It's just not everybody's going to be happy. Not everybody wants change. Not everybody. Yeah, that's just it's human nature. It's okay.
That's it. And at the end of the day, I think you and I and the rest of the boys and the majority of the fan base can turn and say, well, there's a reason why Marty St. Louis is behind the bench and not one of us. And
That's
so,
true.
let's trust the guys that have inside access to do what's best. I think I'm gonna approach this as though it were to be an argument and try to proceed with some logic over here and say, has Marty ever shown any signs of being malicious towards his players? And I think on the
Oh,
overall, he's
never,
one of the most
never.
empathetic individuals. So at the end of the day, do you not think it's reasonable to say that Marty is going to act with the highest level of compassion and understanding to try to do what's best for his player? I think the answer is a resounding yes. So
Hmm.
when Monty goes in, even if it's something that you, myself, or other people don't necessarily see eye to eye on or don't agree unanimously with, I think it has to be said, it's going to be because Marty feels and has made a calculated decision that it's going to be the best decision. So
Thousand
we'll
percent.
leave it at that. Yeah,
You mentioned the player Arbor Jacki. I really, really hope he gets the ice time. I hope he doesn't get I call it punished or something. He didn't. He barely. I don't think he saw a third period after that penalty that he took. Wasn't exactly his best moment either. But you mentioned his name earlier. Like I really, really, really hope that he has a bit of a bounce back game. Just keeps his game simple. Don't take stupid penalties. Don't take unnecessary penalties. I think that's more the word I'm looking for. Unnecessary penalties. Yeah, I hope he gets a bit of a bounce back game tonight. We need our boy Arbor to really, you know, we need him around. We need him around. I don't know. That may sound biased, but yeah.
I look, I'm actually underneath this. It's hard to see, but I actually have my Arbor Jack Eye t-shirt. I'm hoping funny enough, I threw it on, um, getting dressed. He called me superstitious. Absolutely am. I'm hoping that he has a little bit of a better game. Last game was definitely not his best. I will go as far as saying this. He's got so much to offer. We've mentioned it a million times over already this season. His skating has significantly improved. But if I could if I could talk directly to Arbor right now as a coach, I would say, Arbor, play your game. Just play your game. I feel as though he's so confused, and I feel as though he's holding back, and he's not just kind of like I said about Monty. I don't find him reacting instinctively as he used to. And when he wants to lay that big hit, you can see like a split second of hesitation in him, whereas he would have
Yeah.
absolutely decked the guy. Um, it's it's just like I'll say it like this, and it's not Struble. It's not Struble versus Jack Eye.
Hmm.
Um, it should never be the case. But if I were to make a comparison between both of them, like Struble came in and he's just playing his game. He is playing
Yeah.
the way that he has to play to have success. And maybe there's another flip side to it. You can say, well, the games never really got out of hand. They never really got rough. They never really got rowdy and violent. And maybe that's why Arbor hasn't had to stand out and has not yet had to protect his players. That's fair. That could also be a fair statement. But
Oh, there was
I
the Lane
do
Hudson
still,
hit. Those
yeah.
which game was it where Lane Hudson got hit and Arbor is like, no, we're dropping them. Let's go.
That was, yeah. But even at that, that was the closest. That was the
Yeah,
closest
and it's been quite a
he
few games
came
ago.
to kind of being more close to his nature and his absolutely dominating force. And I just, like I said, Arbor can actually make a really good first pass. I find, this, and again, like he is my favorite player on the team. Uh, he might be gripping the stick a little bit too much. I think he's too nervous to make a mistake, and that's leading to stupid, worrisome plays that are causing trouble for himself, whether it be a penalty or whether it be a bad pass. And I'm not saying he has a bad game all around. He's had some decent games, but it wasn't it wasn't the same Arbor that got him locked in to play game one. I'll leave it
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm just trying to see if Joey Decord is playing so far. I'm on dailyfaceoff.com. So far, on nothing confirmed yet, but maybe we've missed something while we were recording this show. I'm trying to look at the out of town scoreboard, I guess, if you want to call it. Oh, Buffalo's looking good. I don't understand what's going on in Buffalo, but I mean they're in overtime right now against Columbus. Uh, Florida was down 2-0 against Anaheim. They're going to overtime. Boston up 4-2 on the Islanders. So like damn, like a lot of our division rivals are all getting almost a point or leading games here. See Tampa Bay up 2-0 against Nashville. Detroit up 2-1 against St. Louis. The only good news so far is Chicago is beating Ottawa 2-0, but that's in the first period. What else do we got here in the East? Colorado's up against New Jersey. We'll see what happens with the Rangers when they're in Vancouver, and then there's us. LA against San Jose. Well, that's 11 p.m. Can you imagine being an LA fan or a San Jose fan up in Montreal? I don't know. Jeez.
Oh man.
But yeah, no. I don't know. I think I'm gonna just watch the first period because even me, like, I'm beyond exhausted, and I I have a regular work schedule this week, and then next week I have a couple of days off. But I think I'm ready to see Ivan Demidov pick it up from where he left off from last game. Uh, Still raving just about how he kind of, I want to say him Slavkovsky kind of took over that game a little bit. Shout out to Kirby Doc, who was probably the most consistent in the game from start to finish. At least he was the only one that was playing decently well up until the guys started scoring. Mike Matt, you mentioned something like despite some of the injuries here and there, there's not that many holes. Like the injury to Caden Gooley isn't hurting as much as I thought it would. And
Agreed.
Mike Matheson, you could see it's not hurting him. Him and Noah Dobson together are like it's so funny. I forgot where I heard this, but somebody said Noah Dobson and Mike Matheson are a little bit like the Andrei Markov and Mike Komisarek combo a little bit, or like the PK Subban Andrei Markov combo a little bit. Maybe not, but like you could just see Mike Matheson is at a much more comfortable level and headspace, and it just shows on the ice. And I think him being away, I think that's a fact. A lot of people will probably say this, but him being off that power play unit just gives him a lot more free headspace to just not think too much about his game and just stick to the basics, defend, and if you have a scoring opportunity like he did against Vancouver, take it. Nope. I honestly, like I said, to come back full circle, I expect the Canadiens to pick up where they left off from last game. Don't let go of the gas pedal. Try to maybe hopefully use that momentum. They cannot have a slow start against this team. But before we wrap this up, I kind of want to bring it back to Jakub Dobes because a friend of mine, Nicholas, who's also a big fan of the show, listens to us all the time on Spotify. He sent us this message. He goes, "Hey boys, if Dobes plays versus the Kraken and wins, can you maybe talk about how Dobes could be a contender for the Calder because he's eligible and he only played 17, 18 games, something like that last year, and he needed to play over 25 for his rookie status to be considered from last season." That's an honest question though. That's legit. That's legit.
Well, he's in the top 3. I think he's in the top 2 for save percentage if he's not number 1, and I think he's in the top 3 for goals against average.
Yeah.
Let's say it as such. His stats are absolutely incredible. He has again great winning percentage as well. I do definitely think that if Jakub Dobes continues as such and actually hits that, he is going to hit the threshold of surpassing 25 games. That's for certain. But Jakub Dobes might be up there, but it's just crazy to think. Like I want to go beyond Jakub Dobes, even though the question was directly pertaining to him. Yes, I think if he keeps it up and has this ridiculous winning record and has these ridiculous stats, there is a definitive opportunity, especially if he's going to be a big reason. Let's say he takes on a more significant role and he splits it 50-50 with Montembeault in the eventuality of the completion of the season. I definitely think he could be mentioned in the Calder debate, but what I wanted to say is you might have Ivan Demidov, Oliver Kapanen, and Jakub Dobes, who are going to be, let's say, top 10. Let's call it like fair. They all have the opportunity to be top 10 in the Calder race. Like right now, Kapanen, I think, is leading. No, he's second in rookie scoring.
Wait, hold on. I'll go get those stats.
I'm pretty sure he's second in rookie scoring. You have Demidov, who's number 1 in points by a rookie. And Jakub Dobes, like I said, it's not even rookies, it's league leaders for all the goaltending stats. So, I mean, these guys, like as it stands, they should be legitimately within the top 10 rookies. Yeah. So, I mean, when we were saying, oh, well, could you imagine we have back-to-back Calders? Yeah, it's a possibility. We mentioned Matthew Schaefer, but all this to say is it's not like our rookies continue to, like our young guys, and don't forget Hage, don't forget
Zarovsky.
Alexander Zarovsky, who's going to be coming from Russia. Like, what the heck is going on? Like, since when? And no offense, because like the guy, I think the first name that came to mind was like Kyle Chipchura, a very promising promising
Yeah.
young prospect, had a horrible injury. We had
Yep.
so many guys who unfortunately didn't pan out with us, and it's like so
They were
confusing at this
mismanaged
point in time. Yeah,
because
there was
they
some
were
mismanagement and bad
Louis
luck and
Louis
bad luck.
for sure. Louis LeBlanc was a mixture of both. Michael McCarron was a mixture of mismanagement for sure. He should have continued playing college. I think Louis LeBlanc should have continued playing college as well. Uh, dude, I don't know, man. Like, I don't wanna not jump the gun here or start thinking ridiculous thoughts about like maybe this team is better or will finish better than where we think they might land, and who knows what could happen in the playoffs. But like like some like I'm trying to think of teams that won that were like freaking young, and I hate bringing up the Chicago Blackhawks, but like, and I get it, they had Taves and Cade that were like just superstars from the get-go. Do we have those guys yet?
Yeah, Hudson and
Maybe,
Demidov, it's a question of time. That's
but
it.
that's the thing, and like maybe they're not that far off. I mean, Suzuki is just like,
Yeah.
talk about just solid. You know what I mean? Nothing flashy, nothing, just solid from start to finish. And Cole is scoring those goals, man. Look, Demidov leads the rookies 9 points in 10 games. Second is Emmett Finney with Detroit, 8 points in 9 games. Zeev Boyum, who we can't neglect him either. Like, he's an amazing defenseman from Minnesota. 8 points in third. He's tied for second, but he's ranked third right now, just because of I think because Emmett Finney just has a better point per game played. Oliver Kapanen is tied with Matthew Schaefer at 4 and 5. Yeah, mind you, Kapanen 7 points in 10 games. Schaefer has 7 points in 8 games. I think the only reason why they ranked Kapanen just above Matthew Schaefer is because Kapanen's got 2 more goals, 4 goals and 3 assists, 7 points in 10. Like, dude, I did not expect this from Oliver Kapanen, not
I
even in
did.
the slightest. I did not.
You know what? I'm gonna go a step further. I didn't even know where Oliver Kapanen, or if Oliver Kapanen could slot in to the Montreal Canadiens roster
Me
when we
neither.
hit
None of us did.
preseason.
None of us
None
did.
of us did. So,
I did
and
not
now
predict
he's
this.
well. What is Zarovsky's really good. Seen all of his games, and he honestly might be more efficient than Demidov. Not more skill, but almost a Suzuki light. That
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
an interesting comment by Dish Boy
Hmm.
Steve.
I like it. I really like it. And by the way, Zorowski's not coming to the NHL at the end of this season. He's still got 1 year left on his contract. Thank you, Grant
Well,
McCagg, for correcting me on that. I asked him that question where he sees that. He's like, well, he's got a 1 year left on his contract. I was like, well, yeah, you know what? That'll do it. That'll answer the question.
yeah.
I completely forgot about that. But
The
dude, I'm just saying,
our
man, like,
rookies are
just
no. We got so much. Like the pipeline is just spewing out gold, like absolute gold. And again, we cannot, like you said, you think Chicago. I think that's a very fair comparison. But like Suzuki is, you think almost like a Captain Serious. He's there. He's doing everything that he has to. He's playing the defensive side. He's definitely playing the offensive side. He's more than a point per game. He's standing up for guys. Even like there have been a few
yep, yeah,
times.
he is.
Keep your eye on
Yep.
Suzuki, even when he's out of the
Oh,
plate.
I've
He's going
noticed.
and protecting his guys. He's been a great captain. He's been a
Noticed.
great leader. He's been the engine when the team needs to get going and something has to happen. He has been that spark. And like there are going to be arguments. Oh, it might be Ivan Demidov. No, the guy who puts the team on his back night after night has been Suzuki. You cannot ask
Yeah.
more from your
Yeah.
captain than what he's been delivering. Cole Caulfield, like I said, he's becoming like an all-round good offensive player. Is he going to be your top tier defensive player? Absolutely not. But he is absolutely getting into that zone of elite sniper within this league. He can. I think this is the season where he could break 40, barring any injury.
Oh, I
Knock
hope.
on wood. But all that to say is that we're in a super, super, super interesting time, and the telltale sign of something special happening in Montreal. I don't want to say the haters. I really don't want to say the haters, but
I know what
you
you're gonna
have
say.
Carlo Koliakovo
Yeah,
in Toronto. You look at his Twitter
yeah.
profile. He's got the Leafs
hmm
jersey right on there. Was a Leafs
He's from
player.
Toronto.
He's
Yeah,
from Toronto. Um, you have
but he's a paisano.
obviously even
He's a paisano, so we
he's
gotta
a
love him a bit.
we have to love him a little extra, but like that is. There's also Ray Whitney. You posted the clip, or we posted the clip
Buddy.
on the Curfew Boys
He.
page. But like Ray Whitney, and even you see Keith Yandel, who
Mhm.
again, Iron Man streak, much like Nick Suzuki, if I'm not mistaken, until John Tortorella. Was it John Tortorella or was it Mike Babcock just ruined that for him? But anyways, that's another thing
Yeah.
altogether.
I gotta look that up again.
But like there's traction. There's clear traction. People are taking notice of the Montreal Canadiens more and more. And
Mhm.
it's not just like little rumblings that are like, watch out for Montreal. My God, Montreal is entertaining. They have a bright future. Their build has been fantastic. And I have never in my lifetime heard the Montreal Canadiens be a part of these types of conversations. I've heard of you never know with Carey Price. Carey Price is amazing.
Pretty
He's the
much.
best
Pretty
goaltender to
much
ever see,
that.
but
Yeah.
it was the Canadians will go as far as Carey Price takes them. Now you're hearing this is one of the best built teams. Oh my God! On top of this, like they're already a decent team. They already went into the playoffs. They already shown signs of fight in them, and now we're seeing Ivan Demidov come to fruition. We're seeing Zorowski keep up with the same number of points or in a similar fashion in the KHL. We have Michael Hage who's tearing it up in the NCAA. We have another year more mature for Lane Hudson, who's absolutely taking over the game.
Yeah.
Nick Suzuki taking a step forward. Cole Caulfield's goal scoring taking a step forward. Like before I start foaming at the mouth,
Well,
everything is going in the right direction.
exactly that.
Everything is going in the right direction, and I'm not used to this. We're not used to this. This is amazing.
Before we wrap this up, I okay, hold on a sec, because now you got me thinking here. Okay, hold on a sec. Where am I? No, I want points. I want points. Malkin. Yeah, for some reason, how the heck does Malkin have 16 points in 10 games, final year of his contract? Am I even on the right thing here? It should be. Yeah, 20, 25,
Russian
26.
machine. Russian
No, no, no.
machine don't break.
I'm here. Well, look, I mean, Nick Suzuki, 13 points in 10 games. He's ranked at 15. Okay, so top 15 in the league. Goals. You have Cole Caulfield, who's at number 9, but tied for 4th with 7 goals. He's tied with Crosby, McKinnon, Draisaitl, Nick Schmaltz, who's having a great start, Morgan Geekie, and there you go. Like I said, Cole Caulfield is also Seth Jarvis and all that. Okay, that's the forwards. Where's the defenseman now? Defenseman. Cale Makar leads with 11. Eric Carlson, 9. Jake Sanderson, 9 at 3rd place. Yeah, Lane Hudson, 4th place with 9 points. The exact same number, the exact same stats with Jake Sanderson, except Lane Hudson's at a +2. But Lane Hudson's tied in 2nd place with Eric Carlson and Jake Sanderson for most points by a defenseman. And and then we mentioned Demidov and Kapanen in the top 5 rookies. And you have Jakub Dobes in the top 3 or top 5 goalies, whether it's save percentage or goals against average, and also wins too, by the way.
Yep.
So
Yep.
what a start.
What a time to be a
start.
fan. What a time to be a Montreal Canadiens fan. It's just the beginning. Seriously.
There you go. I think we could end it on that. It's
Let's
9:40
end it on
p.m.
that.
The Canadians are starting in less than 60 minutes. Well, we'll give or take. Usually broadcasting time starts at 10:30. Who knows if puck drop is going to be then. We'll see. If I get the caffeine IV going here in my veins, maybe I'll be able to stay awake for a second period. But who the heck knows? However, no matter what, if you're watching the game now, if you're going to be watching the game tonight or tomorrow or whenever, hope you enjoy it. Let's get a freaking W. Let's end October on the right note. 8-3, man. Fuck, compared to last season. Oh my God, what a start, and what a time to be a Habs fan, like you said, Chris. That's all I got.
That's all I got. Pardon my burp before, folks.
No, don't even. Don't. That
That
was
was hilarious.
fun.
I'm going
That was
straight back to watch
funny.
that when this
That
episode is
was
published.
funny
That's hilarious.
as is shit. Well, listen, we're going to thank you all for tuning in on this live pregame show of the Curfew Boys podcast. Montreal versus Seattle Kraken, 10:30 p.m. Eastern start. Ugh. Thank you all once again. Please click like and subscribe. It is absolutely free. Follow us on Twitter as well, also known as X. It's the only way we can feel the love. Share this page, this YouTube channel. Share the Curfew Boys podcast page with your fellow Habs fans, friends near and far. You could follow the Curfew Boys on social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, like I said. Yeah, and like I said, all audio episodes available on platforms such as Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Give us a 5-star rating, please, and thank you. Like I said, that's the way we can feel the love. A big thank you to our sponsors, Mike's Barbecue Rub, Les Délices La Frenais, and of course, Habs Cave. I know you fun with it. Let's go get that W. Like I said, a big win tonight for the boys before coming back home Saturday night against the Ottawa Senators. Will it be Jakub Dobes or Sam Montembeault? We'll only know then. Until then, bye now.
Bye now.
Good night.